Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Pre-Market PulseScan with yours truly, Dex, the Algo Capitalist at PulseWave Trading. And this is our weekly Pre-Market PulseScan because we like to do a more thorough one at the beginning of each week. Now, being that this is a holiday week, we're going to still jump right in and get to the good stuff. So let's, without any further ado, let's take a look at news that is going on, even though it's a shortened trading week because yesterday was Martin Luther King holiday. Let's see what's up. All right, so stocks are sinking on fears of the deadly virus in China. Markets are worried about this spreading to more cities. Investors are bracing for a wider outbreak of a mysterious coronavirus as hundreds of millions of people travel across Asia to celebrate Chinese New Year this weekend. That's right, this weekend starts Chinese New Year. So that means that the Asian markets are pretty much going to be closed, at least in China, for like a week. Let's see, Trump blasts Paul Krugman for predicting his election would spark a global recession. The president pointed to stocks at record highs as evidence that the economist was wrong to predict his election would devastate the global economy. First of all, that right there is definitely what we like to call weaponized journalism. What you do is you say something so outrageous that you know is not true as to spark fear in the minds of the readers / hearers. Now, anyone who has been alive since 2016 as an adult realizes the error in that statement. First of all, to say that his reelection would devastate the economy, we know is a false statement. And it's also a play on words, all right? When he won the election, the stock market immediately recovered from a 1,200 point drop in the Dow the night of the election. When it looked like the Democrats were going to win, that's when the stock market dropped 1,200 points on the Dow futures, all right, in the night trading session. As soon as it was announced that Trump was the winner, the markets immediately, and I say immediately, turned course, and the market rallied and turned positive. So it rallied from a 1,200 point drop to turn positive, okay, which is absolutely amazing. And then since then, we have not looked back. The market has done nothing but go up. Okay, so that's a false statement. They knew good and well what the word on the street was. The word on the street was during the time of the election, and if the Democrats won, the stock market was going to just fall apart because all of the wealth was going to pull itself out because of all the new radical tax laws and other laws that were going to go into effect as a result of that. So that's what happened. So that's a false statement. But you expect these kind of statements to try to scare people when it's quite the opposite. Why isn't the economy devastated now? See what I'm saying? Just foolishness. But sheep sometimes they can't decipher that because they don't know and they don't understand. These things are too complex for a sheep who has been mind controlled all of their lives, starting at the quote-unquote free public education system, known as the public school system. But 6 people have now been killed by a mysterious virus in China, with authorities saying that almost 300 people are infected. The coronavirus was first detected in the city of Wuhan, central China, at the end of 2018. Halliburton, aka one of the securities in the Illuminati Index, takes a $2.2 billion charge on fracking, swings to loss. The oilfield service giant took the charge due to weaker demand in North America, fueling a total net loss of $1.7 billion last quarter. Interesting. Very interesting. Central banks announced cooperation on digital currencies. The central banks of Britain, the Eurozone, Japan, Sweden, and Switzerland will look at potential cases for issuing their own digital currencies. Oh, boy. I thought digital currencies were not currencies. I thought, see, they love rewording things and trying to throw people off. When they say digital currencies, they're talking about cryptocurrencies. That's what they're talking about. Digital assets. Cryptocurrency is a digital asset. All right? Don't get that confused or twisted with online trading. All right? How a lot of securities are traded digitally now instead of paper, like picking up a phone, calling a broker, and having them mail you your stock certificates. No, we ain't talking about that. Don't get that confused. It's not digital online trading. It's digital currencies. They're talking about crypto, folks. All right? They're trying to reword things so not to come off sounding extremely foolish, late to the party, and hypocritical. So they say digital currencies. All right, so notice how that was a central bank story. They're all getting together now. I told you this back with my documentary. For those of you who missed it, you want to go back and watch it ASAP. I did a documentary about the central banks versus the blockchain technology and all that was put in there. And I did that years ago, and I was laughed at, said I didn't know what I was talking about. And now everything that I talked about in that documentary is being coming into play as we speak. All right, North Korea says it won't be bound by nuclear testing pledge. The dictatorship said the U.S. ignored its year-end deadline for nuclear talks and therefore is not obligated to abide by commitments to halt nuclear testing and firing of intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's right, because the USA is the only country that can be trusted with nukes. All right, they're the only country that has never, ever used a nuke, ever. They're the only one that can be trusted in that category. Not, as a matter of fact, the United States of America is the only country that has ever detonated a nuke in a populated area. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Does that ring a bell? I thought so. The Iranian government is turning on its military after it lied about the downing of a Ukrainian passenger plane. Iran initially insisted that the plane crashed because of technical issues, but days later it said its Revolutionary Guard Corps shot down the Boeing 737-800 by mistake. Global stocks have dropped. Fears of an escalating virus outbreak pushed China's Shanghai Composite Index down 1.4%, Britain's FTSE 100 down 0.9%, and the S&P futures down 0.3%. Yeah, the markets are really concerned about that. The markets are really concerned about that. That's why they're down 0%. If the markets were really afraid of that, folks, if that was a real deal killer, if you will, something serious like that, the markets will be down 2% or greater. That's right. They're not. Nowhere near it. So can you say yawn, fear? That's a little bit of fear porn for you guys that enjoy fear porn. It's a little bit for you right there. Excuse me. And that particular category of fear porn is rated NS. All right? Nonsense. It's quite a day for data. Red Book index figures and Treasury bill auction details are coming out. Can't forget about those bonds, right? Some major earnings are out today. Netflix and IBM are on that list. All right, so that is some of the news that is going around. Now I know what you guys are really itching for. You like that tech talk, the tech news. For those of you that love tech stocks and are in love with the NASDAQ 100, this segment is for you. Samsung appointed a new mobile boss as it faces peak smartphone and competition from all sides. Don't you just hate distractions? I know I do. It's funny when alarms go off live and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, so where were we? Okay. Uber Eats has agreed to sell its Indian business to a local rival called Zomato, the New York Times reports. All Uber Eats drivers in India will be switched over to Zomato, and its app will direct users to Zomato for 6 months. Interesting. And why is that happening? So a lot of weird things happening in India right now, you know, as far as with the internet outage, the deliberate internet outage, because they're afraid that their people will wake up and know the truth about certain things. So they decide, let's just turn the internet off. Let's not even run the risk of people coming into the light. Let's not run the risk of people waking up to truths and realities that we don't want them to. Anything that pushes against the shadow government central bank narrative has to be silenced one way or another. If taking down their blogs doesn't work, shut down their social media. If shutting down their social media doesn't work, make up some kind of phony story and some trumped up charges and arrest them. If you can't manage to do that, you can always fall back on, it's a matter of national security, and you can arrest them as terrorists, info terrorists. They're terrorists because the information that they are providing will bring down the status quo and it will put an end to the mind control that the government has put upon the people through its powerful magical wand called the mainstream media. Happens all the time, folks. Chinese tech giant Tencent has struck a deal with TikTok's parent company ByteDance to integrate short-form video into its WeChat messaging platform. Bloomberg reports. WeChat is more or less ubiquitous in China, where it's used to message people, make payments, and even make doctor's appointments. So all in one app. Apple CEO Tim Cook went to Ireland to pick up an award for investing in the country. On Saturday, Cook thanked Ireland for its amazing welcome and tweeted a picture of himself alongside Irish singer-songwriter Hazier, I probably said that wrong, offering to provide backup vocals for the star's future songs. So basically, what we have here is a situation where a big-time CEO from a big-time Fortune 500 company does some quote-unquote investing in the country, then has the country thank them openly for what they did, which is funny. That's real funny. All right. U.S. hospitals have been sharing patient data with tech companies, including Microsoft and Amazon, the Wall Street Journal reports. This follows reports last year that Google was, hovering up patient health data, prompting an inquiry by a federal regulator. That's right. We live now in the data age, folks. The info age. Data is money. Data is priceless. Everything runs on data. All of the algorithms, all of their artificial intelligence has to be fed data. All right, and that's what they're using. They're using the data. Very interesting. UK startup StudyPay raised $4 million to help gig economy workers stay afloat with salary top-ups. The company raised the venture capital backers, including Hambro Perks. A top Netflix executive dangled the prospect of an Obama-style deal with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Ted Sarandos, the chief content officer at Netflix, said he would be interested in working with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. By what for? I have no idea. How is that even news and why? Who cares? Facebook's most senior lobbyist, Nick Clegg, had an awkward public face-off with Amazon CTO over making money from user data. Yeah, they're hustling your data now. It used to be you would hustle crack on the corner. Now, instead of hustling crack on the corner, you're hustling people's identity on the corner. Hey, yo, you trying to steal an identity? I got some identity for you. And then as the business took off, now they have corner stores. You'll find most of these stores in between a 7-Eleven and a McDonald's. And you can walk in there and you can hustle data. You say, yeah, man, I'm looking for some data, man. Yo, man, we're running a special on data today. Really, what kind of data you got? Yo, man, I got data of everybody who is under 4 feet tall and is addicted to gambling. And I can get it for you in your state. Word? Yeah, I can get that for you. Yo, can you also add on there people who are under 4 feet tall, addicted to gambling, and loves cheeseburgers? Really? That sounds like a weird request. What you need that for? Well, I sell cheeseburgers. That's what I do. But, my desk, my countertop, it's really, really low. And I designed it that way because I knew that, children and short people would love it. Well, I got the data right there for you, sir. That'll be blank dollars. Hey, no problem, man. Can I pay you in Bitcoin? You sure can. That's how that thing goes down, folks. And that's been going on for years. I don't know why it's come out into the mainstream public all of a sudden now, but that's something that was being done back in the 90s, folks, in the early 2000s, where the first purveyors of this new business model was the credit companies. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, all of that. They were all involved. You could request, if you were a mortgage company, you could request certain data, and you could buy that data. They would give you information on everybody that fit the criteria that you were looking for. And then you could cold call them, you could send them, advertisements in the mail, all that good stuff. All right. And that marketing, a lot of times, depending on the quality of the list, it could make you a lot of money. That's how things work back then. But now, we got social media and all this other stuff, so things have become even more sophisticated now. All right, so just had to school you on that. All right, Facebook's most senior lobbyist, Nick Clegg, had an awkward public face-off. I already went there, didn't I? It's funny they said lobbyist. I just caught that. Lobbyist. It used to be you would think that the big tobacco companies had lobbyists, and things like that. But no, now Facebook has a lobbyist. So a social media platform has a lobbyist? That is really interesting and would warrant some further investigation. What does Facebook need with a lobbyist? Really? Snap CEO Evan Spiegel made a bold call that TikTok could become bigger than Instagram because it focuses on talent and not likes. Instagram has been trying to move away from its reputation of being a shallow, status-oriented platform and forcing changes like removing public like counts. They're really trying to hammer the kinks out of the social credit system that they're about to force upon the public, aren't they? Tesla hit back against a petition claiming its cars sometimes accelerate unexpectedly, The Verge reports. Tesla claims the petition was started by a short seller looking to cash in by dipping Tesla stock. You know what? Let's examine that for a minute. Okay, so the question was not answered here. Instead, they basically, changed the narrative. The question was, or should I say, the claim was that the cars sometimes accelerate unexpectedly. All right. Tesla claims the petition was started by a short seller looking to cash in by dipping Tesla stock. Okay, so now you're saying you understand and know the heart and mind and thoughts of the so-called individual that you say started this? You didn't say it was a rumor. All you did was tell people information about the individual or individuals that started the petition. You never addressed the claim in the petition. You didn't say that it was false. You didn't say that never happened. I'm going to tell you why I think that it is real and that it has happened or is currently still happening to some people. Remember the unveiling of the new Tesla, the armored Tesla with the shatterproof windows? Remember that live demonstration when he threw a brick or something at the window and it just shattered and that wasn't supposed to happen? So yeah, I believe that the cars sometimes accelerate unexpectedly. And you know what? That's the problem. That right there links to another problem why people, I don't think, will ever fully trust an autonomous driving vehicle, because it can be hacked, it can malfunction with you in the car, and it could speed up and it could crash and kill you. Those things can be used, by nefarious entities to kill people. Oh, so this person has wrote something that we don't like. Let's go ahead and hack into the car and run them right off of that bridge right there. Think about it. Oh, that would never happen. Really? So you're saying the government doesn't kill people? Really? So we didn't just go over there and kill that Iranian general? That didn't happen? The United States didn't take responsibility for that? Really? So our CIA, that's not like their main job, to go and destabilize countries and establish new regimes? That they don't do that? They don't establish new regimes? Is that what you're saying? That never happens? That our government is holy and righteous? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, right. Okay. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that, because that is not true. All right. Now it's time to switch gears and let's go to some overnight markets. I know that's what you come here for, right? You want to know about these markets. All right. Overnight markets. As it stands, the Dow futures is down 68 points at 29,200. All right, the E-mini S&P 500 right now is at 33.15 and a quarter, down 9 3/4 points. Hard to believe I'm saying the S&P at 33. Wow, I remember when it was a lot lower than that. I remember when it was at 600. Unbelievable. NASDAQ 100 futures is at 91.46 and a quarter, down 28 1/4 points. The Russell is at 1694.30, down 5.6 points on the day. All right, so as far as the stock index futures are concerned, there are no two-bar Charlie setups at the moment. Let's look at the metals. Wow, gold is off $10 at 15.50.10. Silver is off 37 cents at $17.70. Bitcoin future is down $230 at 86.95. And we have the US dollar index down 13 at 97.46. And that just reminds me, I forgot to add something, so let me add it right quick. That we need to take a look at. Give me just a second. Let's see here. I want to look at the bond futures right quickly. All right. Let's look at these 30-year Treasury bond futures. All right, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's take that back. All right, so the bonds right now are oh no, they're up 25, 30 seconds and 158.02. All right, so off and running with the bonds. All right. Okay, so as far as the overnight markets, that's all we got. No real two-bar Charlie setups today. You know, those are rare. They don't happen every day or every other day. But when they do set up, I like to let you know about it so you can know what time it is. All right. All right, let's move on to our next thing here. Let's see what we're going to do. I hit the wrong button. My bad. I'm new at this, all right? I'm learning, okay? I'm learning. All right. Here we go. All right, because this is the pre-market PulseScan, the biggie, we go over a lot more charts. This is what we do with our chart segment doing the I normally do them on Sundays because of holiday and stuff. I didn't do it, so we're doing it today. All right, so I like to also look at weekly charts when I do this because it's a weekly look. So the first one we have here is the US dollar index. And as you can see right now, it is bearish. It's in a bearish momentum cycle right now. All right, so the trend is down, you know, lower highs, lower lows. Okay, so we start the week off with a crash alert. All right. And that's what we're seeing so far. Market's really not doing too much, but we'll see. It's still early yet. We'll see if this thing plays out or not. We'll see if the crash alert can play out. We shall see. Hard to say, but this is what we're looking like right now. So it's bearish right now. All right, let's move on to the next chart. All right, the next one is XRP on the weekly. Market is trying to start the beginning of a nice bullish weekly momentum cycle. All right, as the market is trying to break out. We'll see if that happens, how much legs can get underneath of it. But so far, you know, the bears are still in control of the market. Let's see if the bears will sell this rally or if they'll continue to move up. Right now, as it stands, though, this is what we got. All right, moving along, let's take a look at our next target here. We're going to look at XLF, the financial futures. Well, I shouldn't say financial futures. We'll just say the financial index. All right, so this is what FAZ and FAZ, FAS, FAZ is made up of. This looks at the banks, all the, the financial sector as a whole. It's all in here. And as you can see, coming into this week, we have a rally alert. So we're expecting a continuation here in this banking sector. And we are consolidating a bit up here. All right. So I'm expecting that this bullish elongated momentum, it may continue for another couple of days. I think what we're going to see today is an erasing of the holiday movement. So we were down in the futures, which stopped trading yesterday morning. So I think what's going to happen is that the market's probably going to erase those losses and end up turning positive on the day, or at least on the week. So XLF, this is what it looks like. Rally alert coming into to start this week off. Okay, so we got a rally alert in XLF. All right, let's take a look at the next candidate here. All right, this is Wells Fargo. All right, so as you can see here with Wells Fargo, we had a huge drop on the weekly last week. And that kind of tore this market up a little bit. All right, so it's starting now a new momentum phase, which is a bearish one. And it looks like we're starting the beginning of a correction in Wells Fargo stocks. All right, so it's very interesting. We have a rally alert for the XLF, which may not play out as Wells Fargo. This move down is crazy. All right, it's a crazy move, and we have a crash alert for Wells Fargo for this week. All right, so can't ignore what we see here on these alerts. Yeah, it's in a bull cycle, but we're crashing down. Ignore the rally and crash alerts at your own payroll, folks. All right, so let's move on to the next chart. All right, the next one is the bonds, ticker TLT. Let's pull up the weekly. All right, this one's still in a corrective phase off the bull market highs. So the short-term top is well established at this point. And the market's going to decide what it wants to do from here. But looks like the rallies are still being sold here. So this one has a sell signal to start the trading week off. Even though it's a short trading week, we got a sell signal. We have to got to play what we see. So I'm thinking the market's going to continue to go down. We shall see. But the bears are definitely in control of this market. All right, let's take a look at the SPY, the S&P 500. All right, this is the ETF for that. As you can see, this one is in a bullish weekly momentum cycle. And it's just hitting new highs, man. It's just out of control. It's strong. So we'll see if it can hold this this momentum to start the week off. But right now, the door is wide open for a continuation pattern to start off for Monday. And my charts are looking a little weird. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. All right, that looks a lot better. I don't know why my charts were looking funky. Okay, that looks a lot better. Looks a whole lot better. All right, so SPY bullish continuation pattern to start the week off on that one. All right, let's see what we look like here. All right, so on SLV, which is the ETF for silver, this here, as you can see, we have a short-term top end. Market's now trying to come and challenge that. We do have a crash alert to start the week off in the silver. And so far, that crash alert is playing out even as we speak. Gold is now down $11.40, and silver is now down 40 cents. So it's gotten worse since we did the overnight market segment. All right, now we're in a charting segment, and the markets are still doing exactly what we expected them to do. But we cannot ignore on this weekly chart this bullish pointer right here. So at some point, I do believe the market is going to surpass that and get us back above 1850. So right now, got to trade what we see. And right now, that is the crash alert. And that is playing out as we speak. All right, let's go into the Russell futures now. We already did our pre-market PulseScan on the U.S. stock indexes. Yeah, I got to fix this one too. I don't know why some of my parameters are off this morning, but let's see if we can get them to work correctly. All right, so the Russell futures has a rally alert coming into today. We know that that rally alert has not manifested yet. Keep in mind, since this is our weekly segment of pre-market PulseScan, we look at weekly charts. Therefore, we look at the weekly rally and crash alerts that correspond with that. Also, our rally and crash alerts can sometimes lead the market 3 to 5 days out. On a weekly chart, that will be 3 to 5 weeks out. So in this case, we have now shut down the crash alert and replaced it with a rally alert going into the Russell futures. So for the next 3 to 5 days, I should say for the rest of this week, we're looking for a rally alert, a rally to ensue in the market. Let's see what we get. All right, moving right along, we got the QQQ. This is the NASDAQ 100 ETF, equivalent of the futures. And as you can see, it's very strong, hitting new highs and just loving life with no pullback in sight. Got to trade what we see on these charts. It's just ultra strong right now. So we trade what we see. All right, looking at now the oil sector. This is ticker OIH. This is the ETF that tracks the oil futures almost tick for tick. As you can see here, this market is trying to correct itself. Had a crash alert in the 2 weeks ago, and you can see that the market did pull back and did take out the prior week's lows. All right, so now we have a buy here, short-term buy, if the intraday price inflection points are triggered, meaning the market has to hold support and has to rally on the day. So we'll see what kind of market configuration we'll get on that. It's tough to say sometimes because the way these markets behave. I don't know if we covered this during the overnight segment, but if I didn't, let me just give it to you. Crude oil. Oh, wow. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I totally didn't do it because I would have seen this. All right. Crude oil is down 37 cents at $58.20 a barrel. All right. And yeah. Okay. So we'll see what happens. Right now, it's down a little bit. All right. Let's see. So that's it on the crude oil, the OIH. So bears under control of this market. Market's trying to make a play back up here toward, its trend line resistance, $14.48. Excuse me. We'll see if the bulls can get enough buying power to do that, and or the shorts start liquidating. Looks like rallies are just always being sold in this situation. So we shall see. Moving right along. All right. This is the NASDAQ 100 futures. Powerful. No end in sight. Okay. No alerts for the day. Just continuation pattern after continuation pattern. All right. We'll see if supports can hold in the NASDAQ futures, but it is what it is. All right. Let's looking at NEO now, looking at the crypto side of things. Let's go ahead and make sure my stuff is working properly. All right. Pull the weekly up. All right. So this one is also trying to correct, trying to get a little something going on. And as you can see, we have a crash alert for, I'm sorry, no, we don't. Ignore this bar here because this is the current week's bar. So this is not settled yet what's going to happen. But coming into the week, we didn't have an alert. We're looking for what is called a continuation pattern. And so far, it is looking like a continuation pattern. All right, so we'll have to look and see what's up on that. But we do have the beginnings of a bullish momentum setup here in the weekly. All right, switching over now. Let's try to get through these. Let's see, Max R. This was a request that came a while back, and I kept forgetting to add it to the list. Well, today I remembered to add it to the list, so here it is on the list. Max R. Max R is right now bullish on the weekly, and it is getting further into the Kumo cloud, which is an enormous range on this Kumo cloud. The price range is enormous. All right, so got to take all that into account. Top side of the cloud is $28.70. The bottom side of the cloud is $7.43. So you got $8.50 more to go before you can get outside of the Kumo cloud on the top side of Max R, MAXR. All right, but right now it is in a bullish momentum cycle, as you can see. All right, no buy or sell signals starting the week off. We just have a continuation pattern that we are looking at in Max R. All right, let's see. Next chart is Litecoin. For some odd reason, the weekly doesn't look so pretty on here. So let's see what I've got here. 24. Okay. So this one was bearish to start the week off, looking at sell signals in this one on the weekly chart. Sorry, it looks so ugly. All right, the next one is Lockheed Martin, which is part of our Illuminati index. And as you can see, we had a buy signal to start things off. And the market did break out last week, right after that buy signal. And starting this week, we have nothing. All right, just looking for a continuation pattern, top side. Market is bullish. There's an opening bell. All right, let's hurry up and get through this. All right, let's see. We got, all right, on Hack. This is our fear index, our false flag index. We have no signals to start the week off, but the market is in a bullish configuration. As you can see, bull market. Need to see the trend line support raise up and fully pull away from that Kumo cloud. But other than that, the market is very bullish. So if you're long this market, that's a good thing. However, the stronger this market gets topside, the higher the probabilities of some crazy false flag or something stupid happening. All right, let's see. Goldman Sachs, looking at the banking and financial sectors again. Goldman Sachs is a good one to take a look at because it can sometimes lead the index. All right. As you can see right now, this market is straight bullish. All right. But we do have a crash alert to start the week off. All right. Looking for some type of a pullback to occur on the daily chart for the Goldman Sachs. On the weekly chart, no such thing to speak of. We're just looking for a continuation pattern to the top side on the Goldman Sachs. All right, next thing we're going to look at here is GLD. We talked about gold futures, but the GLD to start things off is coming into the week looking for a crash alert. And I do believe that's going to play out because the futures are already down and getting worse. Right now, they're down $13.50. All right, so we know where that ticker is headed. All right, the next one is GDXJ, and I'm afraid it's going to be bearish too. Yep. All right, so we start the week off here looking for a continuation in the pullback area, possibly on this one. But we are in the beginning of a bullish run here, so we'll see if it can maintain. Having problems up here at these areas. Whenever we get up here around this $42 to $43 range, that's when the markets have the most problem. This market's really having a problem with this. So I know it's too early for me to say double top, but some people are saying we probably will get one. Hence the last crash alert the week before last that did play itself out. So we'll have to look and see will that market continue. All right. Next one is GBTC, which really tracks Bitcoin tick for tick. And to start the week off, we have a sell signal on this one. So we'll have to watch and see how this thing plays itself out. But I think it's safe to say that it's going to move tick for tick with Bitcoin. Being that Bitcoin starts the morning down, I think this one's going to have a little bit of a gap down scenario with it as well. All right, let's see here. How many of these we got left? All right. I think we're going to do gold now. All right. The gold futures has a crash alert to start the week off, which we see playing out. And these reports do come out on Sunday afternoon. So these reports come out way ahead of the market's move. And as you can see right now, gold is doing exactly what we anticipated. All right, and here's the euro yen, which tracks with the U.S. stock index futures really well. And it's maintaining, on the daily, on the weekly. Unfortunately, we had a rally alert to start the week off and a bullish pointer. So even though we started flat, I think the market is probably going to go at some point and deal with this pointer. So this one is in a bullish momentum weekly cycle. I expect the that market to continue higher. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum, it's time for Ethereum. Ethereum starts the week off looking for a continuation pattern. There's no buy or sell signal on this one. It's just waiting to see what the markets are going to do. Let me fix my little indicators here. All right, so it has some support, and right now it's just a question as far as trend. There's no trend yet, so this one could really take off at some point. We'll just have to wait and see. This yellow thing in the on the side here is a time bomb ticker. All right, so at some point we think this thing's going to either explode to the top side or to the bottom. Right now, I have to, if I were to take a guess based on what I'm seeing now on these algo charts, I think the market wants to run back up toward the 450 mark. And I think before long, that's what it wants to gravitate back toward this trend line resistance. Okay. And that was Ethereum. Okay. E-mini S&P 500. We talked about this when we looked at the SPY ticker. So now here you go. All right, continuation on the daily and continuation on the weekly as well. All right, taking a look now at, let's see. All right, on the weekly on Dash. Dash had this enormous run, all right, enormous run last week. And it left us with a bullish pointer. So I'm looking for continuation in this market. I'm looking for it to further rally on this one. So we'll see if we can get some manifestation there or not. But I'm expecting Dash to rally this week because of the rally alert and the bullish pointer. All right, taking a look at Caterpillar, which they say Caterpillar and Copper have doctorates in economics. They're a good, strong indicator of what's happening in the economy. All right, so you can see where it ran up real nice, and now it's threatening to fall off of the cliff and to come down here to this trend line support, which is currently at 135.93. All right, so we have no buy or sell signal at the moment. Looking for a continuation pattern topside. And we'll see what happens. So this is a really good indicator to watch how strong the industry is. You're looking at housing and things of that nature. Caterpillar supplies all that equipment for building roads, bridges, houses, whatever. Caterpillar equipment, folks. All right, when it's bearish, it means that the economy is bearish. Right now, it's bullish. All right, so let's see if it can maintain that. Are we running out of steam up here? We had a crash alert here and a crash alert here. This one hasn't really played out, as you can see. Let's see what happens this week. All right, Bitcoin. One you all been waiting for, Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin starts the week off looking for a continuation pattern, and that's pretty much what we got so far. We're in a bullish momentum weekly cycle. So let's see if the market can get enough muster under it. It's well supported down here at the 6,000 level. So let's see if it can maintain and get out of this Kumo cloud. As long as it's in the Kumo cloud of death, it's just going to chop around until it can get out of that Kumo cloud. All right, let's see. All right, Bitcoin Cash. Looking at Bitcoin Cash, which also had a pretty phenomenal week with that breakout. So we're looking with a rally alert for this week, and I think the market is going to do that. So we're going to watch and see what happens. We are in a bullish momentum cycle, and also looking to actually start a new bull trend on this weekly. So not only are we in a bullish momentum cycle or phase, but we're also the beginning stages of a bull market. And Bitcoin Cash. Pretty interesting, right? All right, let's see here. Dow futures we're going to look at. All right, so the Dow futures looking for continuation pattern, no buy or sell signal here at the moment, just looking for continuation. All right, on that one, and it is bullish. Trend line could stand to start to pull away from the Kumo cloud though, and that would be a lot more comfortable. We haven't really had that. We had a little bit here, but it's just kind of going on a 90-degree angle instead of kind of raising up. So we'll see if we can still get a good run here. I think so. All right, this here is the silver futures that we've been talking about that had the crash alert. This is back-to-back crash alerts now for 2 weeks straight. We do have the bullish pointer back here like we talked about before, so we'll see what happens on that one. All right, soybeans. Soybean futures, back-to-back crash alerts, back-to-back. It should be noted as we speak, beans are down at 11 3/4 points right now. So system's been right on, spot on. Last time we had these double back-to-back crash alert, look what happened. Pulled all the way back down. Like I said, ignore rally and crash alerts at your own peril. All right, that's all we got, folks. That is it for today. So I do see you, Aaron. I did discuss oil. I discussed ticker OIH. So you may want to take a look at that one. Didn't do the crude oil futures today. Like I said, I didn't have that set up. So I'll have to make a note of that for tomorrow's, or even for this evening's pre-market, end of day report. I'll have all on there. All right, so with that being said, I will see everyone back this evening for this evening's end of day report. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Come on over to PulseWaveTrading.com. You can set up a free account and get set up with all the bells and whistles and goodies and see what we have to offer. Still running an exceptional deal right now, and learn how to trade these pulse waves. Learn how to ride these waves. And with that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.